Hey guys, Metsplay here. It's snowing once again in the UK, so let's get down to business and do our character breakdown. So the next character coming to operate Omnia is none other than the ace striker of the Zanarkand Abes, Tidus. So we'll be doing our breakdown of Tidus, looking how he's in battle, going through his passives, the banner for his event, and then wrapping up with the boss and how Tidus is in the future. So with that out of the way, let's get on with the show. So let's talk Tidus in battle. So Tidus is a physical character, and his whole gimmick, if you can call it that, is centered around speed. So his abilities are all around the manipulation of the turn order, so that it benefits you and your party. So Tidus' first ability is called Quick Hit. Quick Hit is a free hit physical brave attack with really low action delay, and we're going to use it here. It has 7 uses, so it's really good off the bat. And means you can use it a lot during a battle. His second ability is called Sazh. I mean, fantastic name by the devs. They really use a creative tank for this one. And it's a 2-hit physical brave attack, and it has a chance to inflict speed down for 5 turns. Unfortunately though, the proc rate isn't all that great, at least for me anyway, so it's not the best. But that's pretty much how Tidus is. When you have a full party going, then he really shines because he can go in with his attacks, go bam bam boom, get the HP attacks in, and he combines really well with Shiva. And with that, Tidus can go all crazy and hits. But the only problem is that Tidus isn't the best character right now. He's actually pretty average, and there's nothing really special about him. He does get a lot better as the game progresses, but this is pretty much it for Tidus. Yeah, you're kind of tied down to Quick Hit to build your Brave up, and then get the HP attack in, and then Slash to debuff the enemy's speed, so hopefully you can get another attack in before he attacks you. But that's pretty much it for Tidus in a nut. Fortunately, he's not the best, but he will get a lot better, so that's one thing to note. Anyway, next up, we'll talk about his passives. Just want to give a shout out to the guys at Dissidia DB. The hard work is always appreciated, and I want to offer my thanks for being allowed to use the site to go through the passive list. We'll be having a link in the description, so give the site a check, keep it in your favorites. It's a fantastic site to use, and it caters to both the global and the JP players as well, making our lives a lot easier. It really is, in my opinion, one of the best sites, if not the best site for Dissidia content, and always give it a check. With that out of the way, let's go. So we're going to look at Tidus' profile, and let's get a quick rundown of how he looks in-game. So he uses blue crystals, and uses swords, and comes with Final Fantasy X. And his role is more of a melee attacker / debuffer. Now, let's look at his passives. So let's go through Tidus' passive list. To save time, because it's a bit mouthy, I'll be throwing crystal strength level as just crystal 5, crystal 10. So just to get that out of the way. Let's start off with crystal 5, and that gives us quick hit power up, which slightly raises the potency of quick hit. Because quick hit is a free hit move, this is actually quite decent, and something that you should have equipped. It's a good passive because it means that we get a better chance of getting a break with quick hit. And if you get a break with quick hit, because the enemy is delayed and there's a low action delay when you're using quick hit, it means you can get your attacks in quite easily. Next up, we're going to Brave speed up at crystal 10, which slightly raises speed when Brave is above 50%. This combos really well with quick hit, because if you do cause lots of damage with quick hit, your Brave is going to beat the threshold for this to kick in, which means that your turn will come quick, and this is really catered to Tidus' whole gimmick of being speedy. And this is really good for him, so this is one that you should definitely have equipped. Next up at crystal 15 is First Strike. First Strike moderately raises attack power at the start of each battle. So, this one's okay. It's decent. It's not necessary. I don't think you need to have it equipped personally, but the way it works is the first action of the round that Tidus takes, he'll have that attack power boost. So, it depends. Like, you're not going to really be needing this all that much, personally. There are other passes that you do need, which is much more important than this. And this is something I would prioritize only if I've got my main stuff equipped, and then move on to the next ones. Next up, it is Slash power up at 25. So this raises the potency of Slash. Slash doesn't really get good until you get Tidus's CP 35. So this one is more for then. Right now, it's okay, but a passive I won't say you really need all that much. But like I said, this is really for a CP 35. Next up, we got attack ability attack high, and that slightly raises brave damage when using abilities continuously. This one's another iffy one, because if you have a powerful enough Tidus, you should be able to meet really good thresholds for HP attacks without having to really need to use it over and over again. But the one thing to do know about Tidus is that both Slash and Quick Hit have high amount of ability usages, so you can spam them all day, and that will combo with this really well. But for me personally, I'm not a bigger fan of this, so it's another one that I think is a low priority. Next up is Quick Hit Charge, which increases the max usage of Quick Hit by 1. Quick Hit already has 7 uses. Normally, I'm an advocate for the charges, but 7 is a lot. 7 is a lot. Like, from my experience, playing in multiplayer, people don't use all abilities, and this with people like 5s and 6s. So for this to go up to 8 means that people better be using Quick Hit all the time. If not, I'm gonna be very disappointed. But because 7 is so high, this isn't as a high priority for Tidus as charges are for most other characters. So again, it's another one that I think it's okay. This one's mid priority for me. It's not high priority or essential, but it's okay to have. Next up is Break Bonus Up, which slightly raises the break bonus earned after breaking an enemy. This one is good. It's not too hard to break enemies with Tidus because of just how many turns he'll have with Tidus. He'll dominate turn-wise, so being able to break enemies with Tidus is actually quite an easy thing to do, which synergizes really well with this. So break bonus up means more break bonus. So that's all good. Again, this is another mid-priority one. Not essential, but good to have. Next up is Slash Charge. I rate Slash Charge higher than Quick Hit Charge, mostly because Slash only has 5 uses and Quick Hit has 7. So going up to 6 is pretty good, and if that means you got more chances of hitting that speed down debuff, so you can never go wrong with that. Finally, we have Ace Striker. Ace Striker slightly raises speed for 1 turn when Brave equals 0. God. When I see Ace Striker, I instantly think of Record Keeper. My mind was just like thinking of like the 2 swords and the blue icon. This one is... The jury's out on these abilities. Because I thought with Shiva, my edge would be good, but he's still not all that great, so I'm still quite about it. I mean, in theory, what is supposed to happen is if you have Shiva and this ability as well, your next turn after using HP attack shoots up really quickly. But I find that there isn't that big of a difference, so I'm not too sure whether or not these really make a big difference. I would put this one as low priority, especially because of the CP cost as well. 20 is so high. In my opinion, it should be like moderately, but not slightly. But the jury's still out there on this one. Like, I need to play a bit more before I can say whether or not this is great or not. But for now, this goes low priority for me. Okay, and that's pretty much Tidus' passives. Next up, we were going through the banner for this event, which is going to be a hoot of a joy to review. Can't wait. So let's talk this banner. I am not infused by this banner at all. I'll gotta be completely honest. I'm skipping this banner. Straight up. I'm going to skip this banner. I'll only use tickets, and that's about it. We'll go through each relic on this banner. Bronze, silver, and gold. As you guys can tell from my voice, it's even more like downbeat than it usually is. And that's saying a lot. But this contains relics for Sazh, again, Steiner, and Tidus. So let's go. We're going through the bronzes banner, and it goes to the surprise of absolutely nobody, the Altair. The Altair isn't useful for this event because Altair was designed to hit evasive enemies, and there aren't really evasive enemies here in this event, so it kind of is a meh relic to have. I haven't got much else to say, to be honest. I've kind of reviewed this like multiple times now, so I'm not too happy that I have to review this again. But yeah, the bronze goes to Altair. It's a poor relic in my opinion, and I would be unhappy if I pulled this and got just this, and that would be really upsetting. But yeah, let's move on to the silver of this banner. Okay, so the silver of this banner went to Steiner's Runeblade, and I really was debating whether or not to give this gold, but you know how I am, guys. I give the event character that little moment to shine, and I think Tidus just about beats it by like 0.5, really. But let's go through the Runeblade, shall we? So the Runeblade increases the potency of Power Break 9, and then it raises the success rate of attack down and extends its duration. So that's all pretty good effects. And this is very good for this event because Steiner is all about taking down humanoid enemies, and we'll be facing nothing but humanoid enemies and bosses throughout this event, so that makes Steiner's Runeblade really good here. Power down does a number for Seymour because Seymour is very powerful, and without some kind of debuff, he can get out of hand if you're not careful, so power down is good for that. And it combines well with also Steiner's Flame Slash as well, because it makes it more powerful. The affinity bonus makes it more powerful, really. So that's one thing to know about it all. And I really, if it wasn't an event, if this was like a normal event and Tidus was a synergy character, I probably would give this gold because it's better suited for this event than Tidus is. But Tidus has usability outside of this event, where Steiner doesn't, and that's kind of why I've given Steiner just a silver today. But it's a good relic for this event. Outside of it, you won't be using it all that much because you won't really face humanoid enemies all that much in the game. So it's real shine, it's real niche, it's really, 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 really niche. So unfortunately for you, Steiner, you're getting just the silver today. But let's move on to the gold, shall we? So, the gold goes to Tidus' Astral Sword. So let's look at what Astral Sword does. It increases the potency of Quick Hit and grants more attack up and small speed up for 3 turns. So it kind of makes Tidus like Ida without the HP attack at the end of it. But it makes Tidus faster and stronger when he's already fast already, so this is going to be a good effect for him. Speed up is just a bit crazy in my opinion, on top of Tidus' already speed oriented passives. So it really combos well with speed down, because that means you'll get a whole bunch of turns and before the enemy can attack, and that's kind of why I like Tidus here. The boss is very powerful when he does attack, so what better way to take him down is to take him down quickly, and this makes our job much easier of doing that. But yeah, the gold goes to Astral Sword because I think Astral Sword is a really good relic, and it has usability outside of the event, because it means Tidus is always going to be fast and strong and being able to do lots of damage, especially with that power up as well. So it's all good, and that's kind of why I give this the gold. Anyway, guys, that's just my opinions on the banner. Once again, I am not going to be I'm not going to be doing 11 points banner. I'm skipping it and saving my tickets to use for this banner instead. But with that out of the way, let's move on to Seymour Guado. And so, our boss for the Tidus event is none other than Seymour Guado. So, what happens with this event is that for the first 3 battles, we'll be facing mannequins. But from battles 40 and 50, we're facing the original Seymour Guado. Now, Battle 50 is completely different from Battle 40. In Battle 50, Seymour will revive once you beat him one time round. This battle is more like in phases, because in the first part of the battle, you face Seymour, a Therian mannequin, and Laguna mannequin. And then when you defeat Seymour and he revives again, somewhere down the line in the battle, he will summon a Cypher and a Stola mannequin as well. For the most part of phase 1, Seymour is relatively okay. He does the occasional brave attack and HP attack if his brave value is at a decent point. But on rare occasions, and I don't know what triggers this, but he can use other attacks too. But thankfully, it's very rare, so you shouldn't really see it that much unless the battle really drags on in phase 1. Now, when you beat him the first time round, in phase 2, then he starts to use his more powerful attacks. So that includes Dual Cast, Lance of Atrophy, Flare, also like a AoE magical attack as well, and he becomes a lot scarier. So it's really best to save your summon till after you defeat him for the first time round. When he revives, that's when you really want to ideally use your summon, because you really want to rush him down. Like, phase 2 can get quite scary if you just let Seymour go wild. I'll be going in depth into each of his attacks, and hopefully that'll help you prepare for what to expect. See you in a bit. We'll be going through Seymour's attacks one by one, and first of all, we're going to start off with Flare. Flare is just a basic magical attack. It is quite a powerful attack, so make sure you have a good amount of Brave, because it can break you. As you guys can see here, it does like over 1,000 damage to Steiner here, so it is a powerful attack. But he uses it quite a bit in phase 1, and doesn't use it that much in phase 2, so that's one thing to note. Okay, so this attack is called Requiem, and it's an AoE magical attack, and it does quite a bit of damage. I do mitigate it quite here because I have Hope, but be careful of this attack, because it can be quite powerful. Now, when Seymour comes back from the dead, this will be the very first attack he will use afterwards, so make sure you have adequate Brave for everyone, so you don't get broken by this attack. But it also lets Seymour gain a lot of Brave, because it's an AoE attack. He uses it a lot more in phase 2. I don't think he uses it in phase 1. So that's one thing to know about as well. Okay, so now we're going to see Seymour's Dual Cast. He does actually use elements here, but the elements don't really matter because you're not really hitting weaknesses here. But what happens with Seymour is that when he uses Dual Cast, his turn will come up a lot quicker, as you guys hopefully can see by the below GIF. You see when he uses it, bam, tongue shoots up flying. So be very careful of this attack, because what he likes to do is he likes to use this attack and then move on to his Brave to HP attack. Now, he can use this in phase 1, but after testing, I found that it was quite rare the battle to drag on before he used it. But in phase 2, this becomes one of his most commonly used attacks. And he'll keep using this until he gets Brave, and when he gets enough Brave to do a HP attack, he'll move on to a more powerful and dangerous HP attack. This is Seymour's most dangerous attack, the Lance of Atrophy. Now, Lance of Atrophy is a Brave to HP attack. It's 2 hits and then follow up with a HP attack. Now, I do believe this is actually a physical attack, because I was testing with Galuf, and what I found is that I could dodge both hits with Galuf. So that's one thing to do note. Like, I was quite shocked and surprised when it happened, because I was like, why is he not killing me? Because as you guys can see here, both characters are dead at this point. And I was testing to get a good gif of this, and I had Blade Block up, and he just couldn't hit me. It was amazing. So that's one thing to note. This attack can be dodged by Galuf's Blade Block if you want to. But yeah, he will try and use this in phase 2. Phase 2 is where he'll use this a lot. I did get him to use it in phase 1, but like I said, it was very hard for me to get him to use it. But he'll always try and use it a lot in phase 2. When he does hit you, there's a chance he can inflict 3 debuffs on you. Attack down, defense down, and max Brave down. When he does that, that character becomes very hard to use because they end up being quite weak. So be very careful of this attack, because it's a really bad attack. But that's pretty much Seymour in a nutshell. I didn't want to go through the mannequins because you guys should know the character's attack patterns by now. And one thing to do note is that once the mannequins do die, other than the time he creates Cypher and Stella, they don't come back. So he'll be him by himself afterwards. And therefore the battle should be easier in that sense. But that's about it for this event, really. That's how it is. And I think Global has put us in a lot better position to handle this than JP did, so I don't think it'll be as hard, but the multiplayer battle scares me. It really does scare me, because I think this one will be hard. I want to stress, to everyone watching, if you guys are doing multiplayer, work with your team. Work with your team. If you have to, use your stickers. Advice, please. Brave, HP attack. get team going, because if you mess up, you will get beat. And that's something to be very mindful of. But other than that, that's all it is in this event. And I hope this video has been helpful to you. Next up, I will be going through Tidus in the future. So if you don't want to be spoiled, then end the video now. But for those who want to know and are curious, watch this space. So we're back in Dissidia DB, and now we'll be going through Tidus in the future. So Tidus in the future will get a CP35 called the Brotherhood. Now the Brotherhood turns Slash into Slash combo, which is a brave the HP attack and lowers the action delay. So what will happen is Slash will do the 2 hits, and then follow up with a HP attack. Then what will happen is it increases the potency of speed down, raises the success rate to, it's like almost every time really, and then extends the duration to 6 turns. Also inflicts attack and defense down small for 6 turns as well. So it ends up being a really good addition to Tidus, and so it makes him worthwhile. Like before this, Tidus is very average, but after this, he becomes very good. Especially if you have his first ability mastered, because that means that you didn't able to keep yourself attack and speed as well, and you really maximize the damage increase of Slash combo and the low action delay to be able to practically spam the attack. And that's kind of why I like Tidus in the future, and why I was really pushing to get this relic, and I was like almost in tears when I got it, because I really like it. And yeah, next up we'll be talking about his passives for his level break. So Tidus will be the second set of characters to get a level break, and unfortunately his level break doesn't quite put him over the edge like a lot of other level breaks do. He ends up being okay but not great. So we'll go through the passives, and his first one he gets at 54 is buff speed up, so slightly greater speed while buffed. If you do have his first ability mastered, then you shouldn't have too problem hitting this, and it will stack with all your other speed passives and make Tidus really good in that regard. Then quick hit extend, which increases quick hits max usage by 2 and makes it stronger. So that comes at 55. Yeah, this one it's okay. The problem is that with a lot of other characters, the level break really transforms like the abilities that they have. Unfortunately, this doesn't have that kind of effect. It does give us more usage. I would prefer 3 than 2, but it should have given us a bit more, if you know what I mean. You look at other characters who get so much more from their extends, and Tidus doesn't, and that's a shame. So it ends up being quite unnoticeable, really. I mean, nice, more damage is nice, but you kind of want more effects than just more damage. But that's just me. Now, next up at Crystal 58, we get debuff attack and boost up, so that moderate erases max brave and attack power when an enemy is debuffed. If you have the Brotherhood, this is very easy to do, and then you really reap the rewards from it, and it's actually quite a good effect as well to have. And yeah, it's good, and you really should have it equipped. Like all the 50 plus passives, must equips. Absolutely must equips. Like these are what make level break characters so good, is these passives. Next up, we come through with Slash Extend, which is Crystal Strength 60, and it increases Slash and Slash combos max usage by 1 and slightly raises the potency. And that is really disappointing. When I look at other characters and their level breaks, they become so much more, and they get so much more from it. Tidus doesn't, unfortunately. All he does is just extra usage and more damage, but unfortunately, this doesn't do anything for him. There needs to be more. There needs to be more to the attack. Like maybe like more hits would have been nice or something. But it means we can have more chance of breaking. But I mean, more damage is nice. But it just isn't enough. Like you look at what makes Vaughn and Terra so good is their level break and their passives. Like Vaughn, for both of his ones, they reduce the number of times you need to use the ability by 1 in order to get to extensions, and gives you +1 of usage and increase the damage. Like you look at all that and you're thinking, wow, that's really good. And you come to Tidus and it's just like increase the damage, go on extra use. That's really disappointing. Really, really disappointing. So I'm showing off a Tidus that I've been working on. I've got his first passive mastered, and I've got his Brotherhood now. So we'll see how Tidus is now. So as you guys can see, gonna use quick hit. Bam! Look at that damage, really good, right? So I haven't got his passive mastered yet, but it does deal quite a lot of damage anyway. And now we can just see like the main use, and this is what brings Tidus to being practically a top tier character, is Slash becoming a brave to HP attack called Slash Combo, and it's the effect of Brotherhood. So bam, bam, boom. You guys can see? Look at those debuffs. Look at those debuffs, man. So he's got attack, speed, and defense all down for 6 turns. 6 turns is a lot. It adds up quite a lot. Oh, Sazh, you were so bad. But that's pretty much it, really. This is how Tidus is, and when Brotherhood is released, it comes at a time in the meta where Tidus and Lightning together are quite decent. It does get overshadowed eventually by a lot of other things, but for that short space of time, those two become the most commonly used top tier characters in the game. Whether or not you want to invest in Tidus is down to you. I won't be. I mean, if I get to his stuff, it will be by accident. But he's not a bad character. That's one thing to say. He's not a bad character. Well, one thing is just that it's just those watch those turns, man. Watch those turns. That's all I got. It's the only advice I have to give to you when using Tidus is watch those turns. And look at that. See, Tidus in the future is where having quick hit is actually quite good as a quick hit charge, because see how I've run out? I've burnt out of my abilities, and that's the one downfall of Tidus in the future. And why the meta actually didn't last for that long, because I've burnt out of ability usages now. So that's it for me. But that's pretty much it, guys. And this wraps up my Tidus video. Hope you guys all enjoyed. I thank you all. Thank you all so much for watching, as always. I appreciate all the feedback, the comments, and the conversations we've all been having. Hope that let's keep the good vibes going. Anyway, guys, this is Let's Play. Subscribe if you haven't, and show a little love to the like button. Anyway, bye-bye.